Zidane places the ball down. Time stands, still in Berlin, in front of him. Gianluigi Buffon, a World Cup final, one final touch. For eternity, Zidane steps forward, and then...
When you say Zinedine Zidane, what do you see? A calm man? Almost silent? A gaze that avoids the cameras? A discreet smile? A man remembered for his gestures? The kind of man silence dresses better than any speech. That's the image, a clean, well-organized legend built around him. In the painting, light plays an important role. You place it, shape it, make it shine, but great painters will tell you, it's the shadow that gives the word its depth. Without it, there's no relief, no truth. What you're about to hear today is the other story, the one before the glory, the one no one tells. Before Zidane, there's Smail, his father, a farmer from the village of Agamoun in Algeria's Kabylie region, a man who grew up with nothing except dignity. And one day, Smail takes the road to France, to Paris, to bring hope back into his life.
Le train à destination de Paris-Gare de Lyon vient d'entrer en gare. Terminus de ce train. Nous vous invitons à descendre en veillant à ne rien oublier à bord. Merci de votre attention.
And it's said that some nights in Paris, this man sleeps on the floor. Not in a cheap hotel, not in a worker's shelter, on the bare ground. He finally settles in Marseille, in the northern district, La Castellane. Buildings rising toward a sky too blue for what they contain. Broken elevators, hallways that smell of dampness and boredom. And between the floors, drugs, violence, daily survival. And that's where Smail raises 5 children: Nora, Jamil, Noureddin, Farid, and the youngest, Zinedine Zidane, born in Marseille on June 23, 1972. On those fields, you learn fast. You learn to see what's coming before it arrives. You learn to resist, to impose yourself. An old friend of him will later sum it up in one sentence. In Marseille, if you don't know how to stand your ground, you have no chance to exist. In Septem-les-Vallons, north of Marseille, a coach named Louis Fagon trains a kid. He describes in a way that goes against everything you think you know. He was not a sweet kid. He was a leader. If you provoke him, he answers. A leader, not a follower, not someone who lowers his eyes, someone who commands. One day, at a youth tournament, everything almost changes. Zidane dazzles everyone. Scouts from Olympique Lyonnais are there. They see something in this skinny midfielder who plays with his head up. They approach his coach before the final. Lyon is interested, very interested. The story was writing itself. He just had to play, to let it happen. But Yazid never knew how to do that.
Number 10,
And on the field, the match slips away. Zidane fights, red card, expelled. The Lyon scouts leave, and they will never call again. A door opens, a door closes. In 19 minutes, because of a red card. That's also Zidane's story. Not just the finals and the trophies, also the violence and the refusal. December 1986. Zidane is 13, and the best players in the region are called for a selection that could change everything. But his name isn't on the list. In September, everyone knows this kid is different. So why isn't he called? Someone looked at the name Zidane, son of Algerian immigrants, and concluded, without checking, that he was Algerian. So not eligible. His coach insists the call-up finally comes. Late, almost too late. If no one had spoken up that day, Zidane might have disappeared into anonymity, and we might never have seen him reach the highest level. During the trials, Zidane plays left wing. He's not outstanding, but in the stands, the scout from iScan is watching. Jean Varro, what he sees is simple. This skinny kid plays with his head up. He sees the game before touching the ball. He wants to see him in a real match. It might be his last chance to enter professional football. The day arrives. The scout is there, notebook in hand. But the coach has absences. He improvises. He lines up Zidane as a center back. Yes, center back. The match starts, he struggles. He's out of position. The scout narrows his eyes, and then it happens. Inside his own penalty area, an attacker charges at him. The safe choice is to clear it, or at least to make a pass. But Zidane tries a nutmeg. In defense, right in front of his own goal. The attacker recovers, the ball ends up in the net. The scout could have closed his notebook, an absurd move at the worst possible moment. But he doesn't close it. He writes one word: audacity. Because that suicidal nutmeg told him something. Not that the kid was bad, but that he was special. He finally signs for AS Cannes. He's 15. He takes the train to Cannes. He leaves La Castellane. He leaves his brothers and sister. He leaves his mother, his father, the man who gave everything so his children could have something. They find him a host family. He will live with them, sleep in their house, eat at their table, and they welcome him like their own son. But at night, in a room that isn't his, in a city that isn't his, the host mother says he called his family every day, and sometimes he cried in secret in his bedroom. The tough kid from La Castellane, the leader his coaches and friends described, the one who never backs down. He's only 15 and he cries in secret, because often the strongest are the most sensitive. What helps him hold on, among other things, is a meeting, a snowy day in Cannes. Snow in Cannes almost never happens. That day, he's 17, and he meets a girl named Veronique, the one who will become his wife. He climbs the ranks at Cannes. He joins the first team in Ligue 1 on May 20, 1989. He's good, he's different, but 2 seasons later, in 1991, AS Cannes are relegated to the second division. But Zidane is good enough to catch the eye of Bernard Tapie, but the supporting directors hesitate. They think he's too slow. Arsène Wenger, then coaching Monaco, comes through. He passes 2 men who could have changed history walk away. Because what they didn't understand is that Zidane never needed to be fast. He goes where the ball will arrive, not where it is. One man isn't afraid to take him at his word, Roland Courbis. Courbis coaches Bordeaux, a man who trusts his instinct. He sees Zidane, he signs him, and in Bordeaux, something breaks free. Vicente Lizarazu plays with him then, and what he remembers isn't only the talent, it's the discipline, the rigor, the obsession with detail. And in Bordeaux, he discovers something new: free kicks. Those frozen moments when time stops and everything depends on what your feet decide. He's named Ligue 1 Young Player of the Year. But something else happens in Bordeaux, a special match against the club of his city, Olympique de Marseille. A provocation. The Saï goes at him, and Zidane answers a punch. The Saï is cut open. Red card. It's the first of 14 red cards in his career. 14. The silent player, the wise man, the shy one. 14 red cards in a pro career. In 1996, Juventus signed him. Italy is the most decorated club, the absolute elite, and there, Zidane is no longer a prospect. He becomes obvious. 2 European finals, trophies, a legend taking shape. He is now considered one of the very best midfielders in the world. For the kid nobody wanted, it's already a beautiful revenge. So imagine this. What if that kid helped France win their first World Cup? And you know what? It happens. His greatest story is written in Paris. One night in July 1998, France-Brazil World Cup final. TVs everywhere are on.
Tonight, it's the World Cup final. France faced the mighty Brazil. Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos.
Everything is set for a magical night.
Corner taken by Emmanuel Petit. Zinedine Zidane at the near post, fighting with the Brazilian defenders. He rises into the air. Header, a goal! Zinedine Zidane, what an incredible goal from second corner. This time taken by Turkaev, aimed at the penalty spot.
And on the Stade de France beach, a kid from the northern districts rises twice into the air. 2 headers, 2 goals, 2 punches thrown at everything that tried to stop him. France are world champions. That night, his silhouette is projected onto the Arc de Triomphe. Hundreds of thousands scream his name on the Champs-Élysées. The kid we almost never got to see lights up Paris, lights up France. He wins the Ballon d'Or the same year. And then everything accelerates. In 2001, Real Madrid broke the bank, 75 million euros, the most expensive transfer in history at the time. And in 2002, in Champions League final, something happens. A Roberto Carlos cross, the ball arrives on the left, chest height, slightly ahead of him. He has only a split second. He hits it on the volley, left foot. The ball flies into the top corner. The 2-1 goal that wins the Champions League for Real Madrid. UEFA will later vote in the greatest goal in Champions League history. European champion, world champion, champion of everything. This story is beautiful, isn't it? But in 2006, he's 34. He comes back one last time. France reached the World Cup final and then
a World Cup final, one final touch for eternity. Zidane steps forward and then
Panenka. The craziest move in the biggest moment, of course, it's Zidane. So it goes in. He was going to live like that, in style, like a king, the perfect tale. The ending everyone expected, but Zinedine is still Yazid. Materazzi says something, we never know exactly what. And that kid from La Castellane, the one who never knew how to let things go, answers, not with his feet. But with the headbutt, the red card, the walk out. It's brutal, it's imperfect, it hurts, and yet it might be the most beautiful image of his whole career, because it's the truest, it's him. La Castellane still exists. The towers are still there, and somewhere in those streets, other kids play football between the hallways. Knock-kneed maybe. In 2016, he's offered a Real Madrid job. No top flight, coaching experience, people love. It's absurd. You want him to win the Champions League? You want him to win it 3 times in a row? And yet, that's Zidane. He backs you into a corner. You tell him no, you list every reason it can't be done, and he tries to not make indifference. The best stories don't always end well. They am true. Yazid, Zidane, a kid from La Castellane. He won everything. He lost everything. He got back up and he started again. Football has known kings and legends, but few players have managed to write poetry with a ball like Zinedine Zidane did.